Hello guys, welcome back to SaaS Ltd Deals. If you are new to the channel, subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos. I am back with another review, and this time I am going to review one of the best alternatives of Zoom. So you guys may have already know about Zoom, which is a meeting software. You can host your video conferences on this platform. However, using Zoom can be a little bit overwhelming for a beginner. It also doesn't have many features that you will find in a lot of its competitors, and Vivomeetings is one of them. It comes with a super user-friendly interface. As a result, you can start your meeting, schedule your meeting super easily. Vivomeetings also has a lot of features that you will not find on Zoom. So some of the features are you can host obviously your video conferencing meetings on Vivomeetings. You will also get cutting-edge security. So you might have seen that on Zoom meetings there have been some security issues here and there. Some people have entered meetings where they are not supposed to enter, but you will not face any such problems on Vivomeetings platform. There is also AI transcription, which means if you want, your meetings are going to be recorded and they can even be transcribed so that you will get your post-meeting reference. You can also share your screen when you want to demonstrate something, and obviously you get the meeting recording feature, which means you can very easily record every detail of your meeting. A great news is Vivomeetings is currently available on Appsumo as a lifetime deal. So by paying only $72, you can get lifetime access to Vivomeetings. And as I have said earlier, it is an alternative to Zoom and GoToWebinar. Now let's have a look at the features that are available on Appsumo. So the plan 1 costs $72 and the number of attendees is 12. The plan 2 costs $144 and the number of attendees is 24. The plan 3 cost $216 with an attendees limit of 50, and there are some other codes or plans. The highest code is 7. It costs $504 and it has an insanely massive number of attendees, which is 300. So if you want to buy this Appsumo deal, make sure you check the link in the description below. Vivomeetings is also available on a subscription plan. It costs $2.5 for basic per month per host. For standard it costs $8, for plus $12, and for pro it costs $17. There is also an annual plan, and these are the prices. So after you log into Vivomeetings, you will get this dashboard or the main page, and as you can see, the UI is super user friendly. All of the main features are on this page, so you can start a meeting right away. You can schedule a meeting for future. You can also join a meeting if you have access code or if you have been invited. So from these today's meetings, you can see all of the meetings that are scheduled for today. You can also view all of the upcoming meetings from this meeting section and upcoming meetings. You can also get your recordings or the statistics about your past meetings from this section, and if there are a lot of meetings, you can also search for a specific one from this box. And as you can see, you can even schedule your meeting from this section. The next section is my team. From here you can see all of the people that are in your team. You can also send direct messages or DM to them simply by clicking on this plus icon, and then you have to type their name or their email. There is also another options, which is contacts. So from here you can add different contacts, and a great feature is you can even import your existing contacts by dropping a CSV file or uploading your vcard file. So back to the contact section, let's first add a group, which means you can create contact for different groups. So to create a group, click on this add group, and then you have to name your group. So let's name it group 1, and then you can choose the members that are going to be on this group. Then simply click on save, and as you can see, a group has been created. Now let's add a contact. So as you can see, I have filled the boxes of this contact. You have to provide the name, the email. You can also add a lot of different phone numbers such as mobile, business, home, and other. So after filling all these boxes, simply click on save, and as you can see, this contact is now created. So what if you want to include this contact to this group 1? For that, first go to group 1, and then from here you can click on this edit group and then members. Then you can add the new member that I have just added and then save. So as you can see, this John Robert contact has been added to this group 1. So now let's go back to the home, which is the main page of Vivomeetings. So first let me show you how to schedule a meeting. For that, simply click on the schedule and then you have to choose the title of your meeting, then the date. So I'm going to choose 18th April and then you have to set the time. You can also see there is already a time zone selected according to your region. You can also select the duration of the meeting. So the shortest time is 15 minutes and the longest you can host is 12 hours, which is amazing. So let's keep it 1 hour. And then you can enter a description about your meeting. You can also skip this, and then there are some other settings. So you can set your meetings to repeat. So if you want your meeting to repeat, you have to set the repeating period. So it could be daily, weekly or monthly. Then you can set the number of day or every weekday. You can also set how many times your meeting is going to be repeated. So it could be indefinitely, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. You can also set your time zone from this section, and as you can see the time zone is already selected. Then you can change some security settings. You can change the meeting room access code. You can also set passcode for your meeting room. And then there is a very interesting setting, which is the mode of your meeting. So there are currently 3 modes. The number 1 is conversation or collaboration mode, and then classroom mode, and then presentation or webinar mode. So every mode has different functions. So if you choose this conversation or collaboration mode, when the participants join your meeting, they are going to be unmuted automatically and they will have full access to all the sharing tools. But in the classroom mode, participants are not going to be unmuted by default. They are going to be muted, but they can unmute themselves. And about the restrictions, they will have restricted access to the sharing tools. And then there is the presentation or webinar mode, where the presenter will hold all of the power to ensure viewers cannot disrupt or interfere the meetings. So let's choose the first one and then click on save. You can also create a poll from this section. So for that, click on create poll and then you can write your question in here. For example, this is my question, and then you can add 2 options by default. So the first is yes and the other is sure. So you can also add as many options as you want by clicking on this plus icon, and then you can select the poll result availability, so you can show it to everyone. You can also make it anonymous so no one can see it. So let's choose the first one and then click on save, and as you can see the poll has been created. So let's click on done, and then you can choose the recording preference. So if you want to record only audio, you have to choose this option, and if you want this meeting to be automatically recorded, you can tick this option. I'm going to deselect it and then click on next. So now you have to choose the members of your meetings. So as you can see, I have added one member earlier, so I can add him to the meeting and then click on next, and then you have to choose the dial-in number. So let's keep the default one and then click on next. So now is a summary of all the settings or statistics about your meeting. So if they seem okay, just click on schedule, and this particular meeting has been scheduled. The time, you can see this time. The meeting mode is also here, and this is the access code. So if you want to give access to other people, which means if you want other people to join, you have to give them this access code. And I really like how they have added the feature to copy all these details simply from this page. So let's click on done, and now if I go back to the view all upcoming, so as you can see, this is the upcoming meeting that I just scheduled. You can also edit it if you want to change some settings. You can also preview it or even cancel it. So now let's go back to home again, and suppose you do not want to schedule a meeting because you need to host a meeting right now. So for that case, you just have to click on this start, and as you can see how easy it is to start a meeting. It is super fast, which is a great feature. You just have to click on that start button and then give some permissions of your mic and your web camera, and you are all set to start your meeting. So as you can see, we are currently in the meeting. So from the top you can see the participants, which means the people that are currently on your meeting. You can mute all or unmute all. You can also mute a specific person from this section. You can also add or invite other people to your meeting from this invite section, and then when the meeting is going on, you can also change its mode. So as you can see, it is currently in conversation mode. You can also change it to classroom mode or presentation mode if you want, and then on the right side you can even change the theme of your meeting. So if you do not like this dark theme, you can change it to light if you want. So let's keep the dark theme, and then there is a very interesting feature here. You can select the view of your meeting. So it could be gallery view. In that case, you can change the page size. You can also make it left sidebar view. It could also be bottom bar view. Let's keep it gallery view. And as you can see, you can also choose to show yourself or not from here. And the last option is to make your meeting full screen. So now let's go to the bottom, and from here you can check your internet connection. You can also pin your meeting. You can raise hand and you can unmute. Then there is the more option. So from here you can see the meeting details. So here are all the details. You can also change settings from here. So there are some settings such as audio and video settings, virtual background, which means you can set virtual background for your meeting. And there is a very cool feature which is this blur background. So if you choose this one, it is going to put all the focus on yourself and the rest of the background is going to blurred, which you will see on a professional camera video. You can also set some custom backgrounds, which are these ones, and then obviously you can change the meeting mode from here. And then there is a very popular feature which is breakout rooms. So this is a very much needed feature for a meeting app, and Vivomeetings also has this. So if you want to create breakout rooms, all you have to do is set the number of breakout rooms, and then you can choose assign automatically or manually, and this way you can create breakout rooms. You can also start recording your meeting from this option. And then there is the whiteboard feature. So from here, if you want to present something, you can do that simply by drawing whatever you want. And there is a very cool feature here which is laser pointer. So this laser pointer moves according to the cursor of your mouse. So if you are teaching something and you have to show specific portions of your whiteboard, you can use this laser pointer. So every time you move your cursor, this pointer is also going to move, which is a very useful feature. And then there are some other options such as you can add shape, you can also add text to your whiteboard, you can select color, you can undo, you can also use eraser to remove these elements. So let's close it. And then you can also start sharing your screen, or you can also share your additional camera if you have one. And then from here you can select your mic settings, you can unmute yourself, you can also start video, and to end your meeting you have to click on this cross icon. Then there are some other options such as you can invite participants, you can see all the people that are currently on your meeting. You can also open the chat tab. So from here you can chat with the members of your meeting, and there are two chat rooms. The number one is public chat. So if you send a message on here, all of the people are going to see your message. But you can also create a private chat with a specific participant of your meeting, and for that you have to just search his or her name, and then you can start chatting with that person. You can also select the chat settings. So if you think having the chat tab is distracting and people are not really paying attention to your meeting, you can turn off this chat by clicking on disable all chat. So as you can see, now the chat tab has been disabled and people are not unable to send messages anymore. Then there is the poll option, which I have already showed you. It lets you create a poll on your meeting, and the participants of your meeting can vote on this poll. And if you want to invite some other persons to your meeting, all you have to do is click on add people, or you can simply copy the meeting link and then you can send the meeting link to other people. So how are they going to use this link to access your meeting? Let me show you. So let's leave this meeting, and then all they have to do is click on join and then provide the access code. So as you can see, this is the URL of our meeting and this is the access code. So you can then select join with video on, which means this is going to turn your web camera on and then let you enter on the meeting. You can also uncheck it if you want, and then you simply have to click on join to access the meeting. And as you can see, after pasting the link and clicking on join, I have once again joined into the meeting. So overall, I think Vivomeetings is an amazing meeting app. It lets you host your video conferences in a very easy manner, and there are a lot of features that make it even way better than Zoom meeting app. So if you want to buy this Appsumo deal, make sure you check the link in the description. And these are the tiers that you can buy from Appsumo. Keep in mind there are a lot of codes or tiers. So the highest one is Plan 7 with a price of $504, and the attendees limit is a lot, which is 300. So that's it for our today's video. Let me know what you think about Vivomeetings and if you have used this app and how it compares to Zoom. So stay tuned for our next video. Till then, goodbye.